Hi, this is Russ Ballard, and you're listening to the Voices of Russ Ballard podcast.
Can you hear us, Mr. Ballard?
Hello, how are you?
Hello there, sir. How are you?
Ray, you have I've been watching you. You have such a fantastic energy, man.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Val. It's so awesome to be a part of it. I really appreciate you inviting me to come on. Thank you.
Oh, no, you are so, I love your energy. I love your words. Just love it.
Thank you.
I've been listening to you, and I think probably you're younger than me, but I'm trying to think that we will probably with Carlos. I think when he started with CBS, he started with CBS Records in 1968, 67, 68. I don't know if Clive Davis signed him in the first place, but we'd have a lot in common. Now you're in the band. Which is great. Yeah. So I love listening to you. I love the things you were saying. All the people you're talking about, I feel the same about, because I've been around a long, long time, and all these people have touched me in my lifetime. You know.
Yes. I mean, but your music, though, Mr. Ballard. Just thank you, man, for your contribution over all the years, all the great stuff that you've done. And as I said, this for me, getting a chance to meet you like this, I just hope that there will be an opportunity down the road to work together. I would love that.
Yeah, that would be great. I think we'll have friends. I think there'll be friends friends of yours.
Yeah,
we'll have mutual friends, basically. You know, I've worked with a few Americans and stuff, and I know that Keith Olsen worked with Santana, the producer, and I worked with Keith. I made an album with Keith, and I know Carlos did winning with Keith.
Yes, awesome.
Yes.
I was just saying to Ian, we play that song. We play that song in Vegas, and it's perfect. It goes over like gangbusters there.
So. Oh yeah, winning. Yeah, of course.
Makes sense.
I'd had a look at the recent set lists, Russ, of Santana. So I had to have a word in Ray's ear just to say, look, there's two tracks that you need to do. One of them's winning, and you know the other one as well. So anyway, he's going to have a word for us. You know, he's going to do what
I said to someone today. I said to Denny, actually, Ian. I said, you know, I could have written so many songs for Santana. Really, I don't know how many were offered, but there's so many. My tunes could have been done by Santana, you know. And Clive Davis, who produced, I think he probably it was executive producer on the really big album. What was the really big album, Ray? That would
have been Supernatural.
Supernatural. That was sold like 20 million albums or something crazy like that.
Something crazy.
It was Clive that exec that, wasn't it? I think.
That's correct. That is correct. Yes.
Because Clive signed us to CBS as well in 1970.
Okay. Oh, wow.
He signed us, yeah. And I saw Clive again in 77. And he got in touch with me. I went into London. I haven't seen him for years, you know, the suite at the Dorchester. And he did say to me, he said, Ross, how many albums do you have to go in your contract? And I said, I've got 2 albums to go. He said, well, give them a live album and come with us. Give them a live album. And, you know, I look back on my career, and that's one move I would like to have done. I would like to work with him in a creative way, you know?
Sure, of course.
Because I don't think he was particularly. He didn't know theory of music or anything, but he had a great feel for songs, didn't he?
Absolutely, he was a star maker, no doubt. And I mean that Carlos record, that Supernatural record, it was a comeback record for Carlos.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, and it was Clive who said, you know, hook up with these different musicians, these younger musicians.
Yeah.
Great songs, which they did, you know, just like Winning is a tremendous song. He got these great songs, paired him with these musicians who were all hot at the time.
Yeah.
And the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah. And the other things I was listening to, I desperately wanted to speak to you while you were talking about Nat Cole and stuff, you know. I play all these standards on piano. I play these all the time. You know, the American Songbook. You know, when I
Yes.
first heard, I noticed probably his biggest single worldwide was "When I Fall in Love."
Oof.
And you know, the
Man.
arrangement, the string. I used to listen to that as an 11-year-old with my we used to have a Danzig sort of player. You know, I used to have my ear to the speaker, listen to this, that, just da 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 da. When I fall in love, it's
Oh
just
man.
a sensational that arrangement and the moment I can feel
Yes.
that you
Yes.
feel that way too is when I fall in love with da 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 ba 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 ba.
Yes.
Who did that arrangement? It's the most fantastic arrangement.
Perfect. It's perfect. You know, his voice, the
That
arrangement,
song, with that song.
man, and that song.
And
Yes.
that turned me
You're
on. You see, he was a young man. He wasn't an old man. He wasn't yet middle-aged, but I was 11. It goes to show you a great song appeals
yes.
with what you're trying
Yes.
to say and everything. And the other one I used to play in cabaret with Adam Faith. I used to play the piano on that. I'm a guitar player, but I used to play piano on Let There Be You, Let
Woo!
There Be Me, Let There Be Oysters. Do do
Love it. Yes.
do.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
With George Shearing, you know, I said to the George Shearing. I learned that right the way through, that the key changes and stuff. And
Right. Right.
you said you talked about Satchmo. My dad played. He never called it a trad band. My dad played in a Dixieland band.
Right. That's right.
He
That's
always called
right.
it Dixieland, which was Satchmo. You know, that whole thing. And oh God, what a star he was too. Eh? He changed music, didn't he?
He really did. And I never realized just how deep he went. I mean, we always hear the popular, you know, everybody knows the popular songs, but like I have this one record that he did where it's just like all um religious based songs. It's
Yeah,
like a whole album of this kind of stuff, you
yeah,
know, that I
yeah.
had never heard about. And then I just picked up this live, I think live in Paris that just came out a month or so ago. So yeah, so Satchmo is a huge influence,
Yeah.
man. I've gotten more into him later on in my life, for sure.
Paris was a very big jazz city. They always love American
Yes,
jazzers going over there. People that never really came here a lot still made it in Paris.
for
America,
sure. Yeah,
yeah, sort of
yeah.
even down to boogie players and like Memphis Slim.
Really?
Oh yeah, they were very really big. They loved them in Paris.
Wow. Interesting. Carlos loves Paris too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
He
great.
loves going to Paris. Yeah.
Russell, I was saying to Ray that there's a number of artists that you've written songs for, Carlos being one of them, who
Mm,
you've actually never met. Frida's another one.
mm.
And it's kind of it's
And
unusual, is
Anietta,
it
I wrote
somewhere?
for Anietta as
And
well,
yet,
for example.
yeah,
But
the
I've
other
never
ABBA
met
girl.
her either. But
Yeah.
yeah,
She did say on her 30th anniversary edition that she wished you'd written more songs for her. That was Frida,
yeah.
by the way.
Well, I did do a message to her
Did
because
you?
I saw her sister-in-law. She said she was chatting to me. Her sister, her daughter-in-law, and she said, "Do you want to leave a message to Frida?" So I did. I just said, you know, if ever you make another album, you want songs, I'm here, you know. But I never heard back.
Wow.
So
Hey,
that was two
if I
years.
could ask you, how would it come about, Mr. Ballard? Like a song like Winning, for instance, would you have written that specifically for Carlos, or was that a song that you wrote? Carlos heard it, or some of his representatives
Yeah,
heard it?
yeah.
How
I
did that
wrote
come
it for
about?
myself, Ray. It was basic. I was writing about my life.
Wow.
Yeah, do you sing this song, Ray? You're singing this song. Do you sing this song?
Yes,
In
yes,
Vegas, you sing
absolutely.
the song. Well, that
I
whole
love
thing,
it.
one day I was on the ground when I needed a hand, it couldn't be found. I was so far down that I couldn't get up. One day I was one of life's losers. Even my friends were my accusers in my head, lost before I began. Had a dream, but it turned to dust. What I thought was love, it must have been lust. I was living in style when the walls fell in. When I played my hand, I looked like the Joker. Turn around, fate must have woke her because Lady Luck, she was standing outside my door. Now I'm winning. I'm winning. But that was
Yeah,
good for me because, always writers always trying to find something good to write about, trying to find a really good subject to write about. And my life, I've written my life in about 30 songs.
amazing. Woo, man.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things. I don't think you can write. We're all related, you know that, Ray. We're all related. Every human being's related on this earth.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
related. There's
Right.
no separation. I won in life. I know without even asking. You won in life what I won in life. The guy,
Yes.
I hate to say it, the guy in Russia, the guy in Africa, the guy in Finland, the guy in Australia wants the same as me, same as you. You want to be loved, you want to feel loved, you want security, you want to feel happy, or what's the best? It's a better word than happy. You want well-being in your life, well-being.
Content.
Mm-hmm.
You want contentment. You want all this. You want peace. It just so happens life isn't like that, and God doesn't want to give it to you because God knows the right way for you and me, or whatever, or the force, whatever you want to call it, knows what's best for you and me. And so you take the bad times because you come out of bad times, you go into good times, and you've got to
Yes.
feel the bad times to feel the good times, to really appreciate the good times. And uh, God gave me music, for God's sake, and what a gift to have, Ray, that you and I are doing this all the time. How lucky we are.
Absolutely,
What a
Mr.
gift
Ballard.
to have.
And it's the gratitude. For me, it's a season of complete gratitude because I have recognized for a long time the impact that I can have as a musician, how I can touch people,
Well, you
and I
do.
always say, and it's not about, being in front of 20,000 people. I mean, like Ian and I spoke about on the podcast, there was a little small club, and I just sang happy birthday to this woman who happened to be in a club. It's probably 5 people in the club, but I
Yeah,
was able to touch somebody, even still. So
yeah.
that's something I learned. Either that one person in a small club or 20,000 playing for Carlos Santana in an arena somewhere, it's the same for me, Mr. Ballard.
Well,
It's the
Ray, they say we only ever communicate with one person when you're doing a song on the radio or between 20,000. It's one person you're singing to.
That's right.
It's
That's
one
right.
person you're singing to
Exactly.
because there's
Exactly.
one. Everyone's one when they're listening to music. There's one person you ever sing to.
Yes.
We aren't separate from each other. We think we are because we see a different face in the mirror.
Right.
We've got a different name, so it must be different. I'm a different age. No. We're not separate from each
Wow.
other.
Wow. Man, it's so great to hear you speak like this, man. It really, really is
No,
awesome.
it's how I am. I can't do anything about it, I'm afraid.
One of the
But
one of the great things for me when I researched the guest that we have on the podcast is, and which I did with Ray, obviously, um, is sometimes there are parallels with Russ, um, and I found a couple actually, Ray, which I didn't bring out in our initial chat, and it's the word passion. Russ always says, if you can find a passion, that you have everything. And you've mentioned that word. I've seen you, it's either an interview or social media, passionate about your music and being lucky enough to do what
well,
you do.
yeah, I mean, I do that, and Ray does that. But I feel sorry for the kids that don't find a passion.
Yeah.
And in the Bible, it does say, I think it's in the New Testament, everyone has a talent. Every
Yes.
person has a talent. Well, if you nurture that talent, it can turn into a passion when you don't want
Yeah.
to do anything else. You want to do this, or it brings you bliss. It brings you every time you get up, get up every day and you look forward to your passion so much. You can get into the studio and you can write a song, start to write a song, or put down a drum loop and put a bass on, put a keyboard on, put a guitar on, sing it, do backing vocals. But I come in here and I've done it. I've been doing this for many, 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 many years, and I still feel blissful.
Wow. Amazing.
And if you can communicate, you see, if you say something, because we are not separate from each other, if I say something that is meaningful to me and gives me the shivers, then it's going to do that to other people. But other people are going to feel it because we're not separate from each other. And that's why the love songs, everybody's been in love, been out of love. They've said, come to me, go away from me, or whatever. Everyone's had those experiences.
Right.
So as soon as you touch them with it, it means something to, and it comes back to when you're on the stage, when you go on the stage, there isn't any tomorrow, there isn't any yesterday. You're on the stage. That's the time you're in the moment. People talk about being in the now, or they talk about being in the moment. When you're on stage, Ray, there's no separation between you're on the stage singing, you're giving it out.
Yes.
And the audience are giving it back. Giving it back. They're not thinking about tomorrow or my problems. They're into that moment. They only think about their problems and tomorrow when they walk out of the theatre, they walk out of the venue. And that's what's so great about finding a passion. I say if kids could find a passion, and I really feel that about worldwide, the education for children should develop their passion, then the world makes sense. Otherwise, if you don't have a passion, you just go from day to day. You have a job you don't particularly like, but I've got to do it to pay the bills. But when you find a job that is passionate, you feel passionate about, life makes sense.
I love how you said that. Develop your passion. Woo! That's one
develop it. Yeah, but you've realized that's what I believe that's what I was here for, to do this. Or I love soccer. So I have two passions in life. When I was young, it was soccer. About basketball, but we don't do much basketball over here. It's soccer, it's cricket, it's rugby. But I had a passion for soccer and I was pretty good at it. So that was my passion. I thought I might be able to do this. Or music. Luckily, I got into music. I can do that. I can, if you do soccer, you have to finish when you're 34, 35.
And then what?
I'm older than that now. I won't say how old, but I'm older than that. Life is it's a great process, Ray, when you find a passion, eh?
Ray's just had an album released a year ago, Russ, called Stay, which is probably his first. It's not his first solo project, but it's probably the one that you've been waiting to do, Ray. Would that be fair to say?
It is.
Yeah,
that was yes. It's the culmination of everything I've done in my career, for sure.
Yeah,
and there's some really great tracks on there, very soulful. Because Russ is a bit of a soul boy at heart in Tamla Motown. Although he's a rock god, but he's also a soul boy at heart. And it's quite interesting that Ray's album was only released, but it was a UK company, wasn't it, Ray, that came to you, and it was released in the UK, which
that's correct.
Fairly unusual.
What was that label?
It was Martin Hummel, Ubuntu Music Group. I don't know if you've heard of them or not.
Are they German?
He's not. He lives in the UK. I don't think he may be German, but I've only known him to live in the UK.
Yeah, no,
and he was in the States for a long time though too.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm heavily into. I was in an Indian restaurant last night, and they were playing. I tell you a tune I love. They played it about 6 times. I said, they just got this on a loop. Like I said, we're eating our poppadoms, and I said to Denny, this is the 4th time. And then it went played another twice while we're sort of eating. I said, I can't believe they haven't heard. They're playing the same tune over. At last, my love has come along.
Etta James.
Etta James, yeah. I love that introduction, that string arrangement at the top.
Yes, yes, yes.
That it's an arpeggio. Beautiful. It's such a simple tune. And it's the same as you remember. I remember the guy's name that sang, when you just give love and never get love, you better let love depart.
Oh, that was Al Jarreau. Al Jarreau. Al Jarreau.
Al Jarreau. And
yes.
I know I can't get you out of my heart. You.
Yes, yes.
What a song that is as well, eh?
My happy home. You took my
love and now you're gone.
This is I felt for you. Yes, yes. Beautiful.
I play all these tunes on the piano. They're not my tunes, obviously, but when I'm not writing, I play these tunes. I just love these tunes. A good song. Yeah. That's my old publisher used to say to me, Russ, a good song will always sell. A good song.
Yes. That's the record we need to do, Mr. Ballard.
Yeah. I love that stuff. You know. Do you know David Sanchez?
The name sounds familiar.
Great keyboard player. I had him on an album.
Okay.
I had him on an album over here, Abbey Road. Oh, going back to 80, 85. He stayed with me actually. But he was in the original Bruce Springsteen band, but he was a very soulful guy, really soulful. Really soulful. Amazing.
Wow. And too, you're speaking about string introductions. The one to I was born by the river.
Oh yeah. That's Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke, yeah, that string arrangement introduction is mind-blowing as well.
They played that as well in there last night. That was on the loop.
Really?
I said to Denny, I don't think she knew who it was. I said, this is a nice tune. And you realize then there was no metronome. I mean, they were just playing that stuff, and it's got an upright bass. And then it's really, really solid. The tempo is solid,
Yeah.
It didn't need
Seal did a nice version of that as well. Seal did.
Did he? I didn't hear his version.
Yeah. Change is Gonna Come is the name of the song.
Change is Gonna Come, yeah. I was born on a river.
Yeah.
Yes, lovely song.
Very nice. Yeah.
Where are you living, Ray?
I'm in the southeastern part of the U.S. now, South Carolina. Yeah.
Oh, right.
I was in Boston forever, though, Mr. Ballard. I was in Boston for a long time before my wife and I just moved back to the South 2 years ago.
That's a great city, isn't it?
I miss it tremendously.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do miss it. Yeah, I remember we were with a management company. I'm going back to 1972. I remember the management company were Lieber and Krebs. Oh God, they had the New York Dolls for a start. Then they had Aerosmith.
Okay.
Then they signed Queen.
Wow.
And we played with Aerosmith. And the Beach Boys were headlining. They were really, really, really big. 72. They were headlining, and there was this band went on before us. I'd never ever heard of, and they were called Aerosmith because they hadn't had that real big hit single, And I said to the management, I said, "What are they doing before us? We're number 4 in the charts. We're number 4 in the singles." And they said, "They are monsters in Boston. They're the biggest thing in Boston."
Wow.
And they were huge. Kids loved them. They were destined to be really, really big because Steven Tyler had charisma.
Charisma. And his voice was out of this world. It was otherworldly. His voice.
Yeah, it was like nothing else, isn't it? It's got that growl. It's got that. But it's brilliant. Love it.
Absolutely.
Ray's off to Vegas on Sunday. Russ has got a 2-week residency with Santana at the House of Blues.
Oh, brilliant!
Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember. But I was mentioning the parallels with Paul Shortino because Paul Ray's done a gospel album, and I said that Paul is a man of the faith as well, isn't he? And he wants to do a gospel album as well. I would say.
Yeah. Well, I think you must do it. I mean, if you do feel passionate about that or whatever the higher qualities of the mind, you have to use it. You know, you have to put.
Yes.
I know you're a musician. You have to put it in your music. I did an album that was like that for me called Book of Love, but for me, it was a passion. You know, it was. Yeah, I was very passionate about it. So,
It was pretty good too.
yeah, I was going to say
But
something.
I'm biased, aren't I? But,
He is very good as well, Ray. He's the best. He's the best guy to have on the road with you because he's passionate about everything he does.
Wow. And just awesome, though. I mean, I was saying to him earlier, I loved how he was able to, balance all the things that I've done and touch on all these different things, but all still make it so that I feel like, I got a lot of information out there about myself. It was just a brilliant conversation. I loved it.
Yeah, he did say to me yesterday, Russ, you're gonna love him. You're gonna love him. It's great, which is fantastic.
and we should also we thanked you already, but we should also thank the young lady that put us all together. Should we? We should mention Christina again, dear Christina,
dear Christina,
dear Russ, dear Ray.
I'm looking forward to seeing you. Come over to England.
Yes, I would love to. I will make a special trip. So yes, let's put something together.
I don't know if the boys in the band know me at all. Give them my love, will you, when you see them?
I will.
Hello to Carlos. We never met, but
that's amazing to me that you never met.
Yeah, but I was thinking, I wrote a few things down before I met you because I thought you're young, you see, you won't know. You don't remember. Have you heard Carlos talk about Walter Yetnikoff? You would have heard him talk about Walter Yetnikoff.
No, I haven't heard him talk about that. He has a lot of stories, but
they're all CBS at XX when I was there.
Okay.
I thought we'd have the same. Is he with Arista? Was he with Arista with Supernatural?
He was with Arista, I think, for a little while. Yeah,
that's why
he's no longer with them though.
You would know these. Ronald Luxembourg, Walter Yetnikoff, Lenny Pizzi, Frankie DeLeo.
Frank, I know him from the Michael Jackson days.
He managed Michael well. He was at CBS when I knew Frankie. And we were in a bar because he was on the road with the Kinks.
Really?
And we were with the Kinks, and we stopped in the Holiday Inn, and there was a band playing, and Frankie was with us for about a week, and somebody said, Russ, come and sit, and there's a guitar over there's a band and stuff. So I took this guy's guitar and we played Stormy Monday, the blues. Woo! Stormy Monday.
Yes.
The bassist from the Kinks was singing, and I played the guitar. And after we finished, I put the guitar down, and I walked off the stage, and Frankie put his arm around me, and he said, Russ, you made the guitar talk, which was lovely. That was Frankie. Clive Davis, yeah. I've written down it. David Page, Jeff Picaro, David Foster, Keith Olsen, all from Sound City. So they're all guys that I knew. So I thought, but you're too young and handsome.
No, all those guys, I know all those names though, Mr. Ballard.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yes. I thought you would do, yeah. So anyway,
Ray, when you see Carlos next week, you can just say, look, Russ would like to say hello at some stage, maybe through the podcast or something like that,
Yes. That's it.
Get these two guys together. That would be fantastic.
Somehow we have to.
Yeah. Well, we have the same consciousness, and I think, we are brothers, Ray.
We are. I feel it, Mr. Ballard. I feel it right here.
Yeah, we
talking
are.
To you.
Yeah, we are brothers. As soon as you start, you take a conversation a little higher, it's a different conversation. As you go to the higher qualities of the mind or whatever, you're there in that place. There's no time. You can talk for half an hour, 45 minutes. When you finish, there's no time.
Yeah. I mean, Ian just mentioned that we talked for an hour and 15 minutes. I had no idea. I couldn't believe it.
It's only when you finish that you feel tired. When you shut down, you go, I'm exhausted now. That sort of, this is energy. This is energy. Thought is a wastage of energy.
Yeah.
thought is a wastage of energy.
Yes.
This isn't a waste of energy because you're talking about something that's higher.
Yes.
And really, you know, love is part of it. Love is there. It's in that root. Where we are.
I love the connection I feel, though. I think that's amazing with you and with Ian as well. I felt an immediate connection.
Yeah, it comes from music, doesn't it? Yeah,
that's right.
Really.
Yeah.
No, I said to Ray earlier, Russ, that he's been a total gentleman. All the exchanges we've had, and he's been a very easy person to chat with, and made us feel very at home right from the beginning. I picked that up from
well, you said that yesterday to me, Ian. I remember you saying all that yesterday.
Yeah, I said you're going to
looking forward to it, and I was listening to you. When I was listening to you, I couldn't wait to speak to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could hear. I didn't know you could hear,
but I came on a little early, I think.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, that was good. But Ray, we probably should be letting you go and have your lunch, because you would imagine it's lunchtime with you, isn't it? Now 2 o'clock? No, 11, 12. 1:30?
Yeah. 1:30 now? Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I didn't even know what time it was.
Go and have a fine champagne, Ray.
Thank you, Mr. Ballard. And thank you so much for coming on to say hi. This has been a real honor for me.
It's my pleasure, really. Thanks for that. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again. I look forward to being in touch.
And
absolutely.
Let's all keep in touch. And you two guys in particular. Yeah, it's been a real pleasure talking to you, sir.
Same here, Ian. Thank you so much. It was brilliant. Thank you, my friend.
Nice one. All right. And have a good weekend.
You as well, mate. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye now.
Everybody. God bless. Bye.
All the best.
God bless. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Russ Ballard, and you're listening to the Voices of Russ Ballard podcast.